Hello, everyone. Well, Lenny and I have decided that when we did the spiritual nudge, when he had the download a couple of weeks ago, we really hadn't named it. And we didn't want these types of podcasts or little shorts to not have their own name. So we've called this our Illumination series. And so tonight is our second Illumination series, and I'm going to hand it over to Lenny.
Well, thanks, Linda. Good to see you, of course, on a Sunday evening. Yeah, there was an idea we had. I love the name, by the way. Your idea. It's cool. Yesterday, I reached out to Linda about, it's just a clip I watch almost on a daily basis. And it's from a movie called Kingdom of Heaven. And it's some dialogue between King Baldwin of Jerusalem at one point in time. He's a very young king, very profound, speaking to the actor. And I sent to Linda and I asked her what she thought of it, and her thoughts were about the same as mine. So we're gonna watch the clip real fast. There's about a minute and 20 minutes that I want to show the audience, and we'll come back, Linda, and we'll discuss. Is that cool?
That's cool with me.
All right, I'm doing it right now.
None of us know our end, really, or what hand will guide us there. A king may move a man. A father may claim a son. That man can also move himself. And only then does that man truly begin his own game. Remember that howsoever you are played, or by whom, your soul is in your keeping alone. Even though those who presume to play you be kings or men of power, when you stand before God, you cannot say, "But I was told by others to do thus," or that virtue was not convenient at the time. This will not suffice. Remember that.
All right, so that was the clip from a great movie, by the way. I recommend it to everybody. But my question to you, Linda, was, what do you think of it? Remember yesterday?
Well, to me, it's really powerful. Um, I've been on this spiritual journey for a while, and I've looked at it from many different teachers and perspectives. But what hit me was, when we do our soul journey, and obviously, in my belief, that's why we're here on this physical plane. Um, we really, to me, he's saying is we're the co-creator of our existence. Because he's saying when your soul's involved, you can't say that you weren't part of it. And so, what I loved about this is when you think of us as a witness to what we experience. Okay. So I'm going to pull ourselves back. We think that we're in the ebb and flow of it all the time. And most of the time we are when we get angry, when we, get upset, when we just let everything consume us. One of the things that really helped me understand, and from what I hear him saying, how evolved he was, is that when we can become the witness of our life, stand back from it, even though it's happened. What did we need to why did we need to co-create that?
Hmm. Hmm.
What, so stand back and become the witness. What did I need to learn? Did I co-create that because I needed to learn a lesson or I didn't understand what was happening? And I'll just give an example. Most of the time, we go through life with all of our mind chatter and with our ego. You got to be right. You got to have the outcome we want. All those types of yucky ego things. When really, if we stand back and we watch how we participated in that activity that got us upset or how we responded, that's a whole different perspective. And it demonstrates more emotional maturity. And so what I see from King Baldwin, we know that he was about 16 years old. That's a very highly evolved soul.
Yep.
and he was teaching at that moment.
Well, he was king at 16 years old, and he passed away for when he was probably dying. He was probably mid-20s, but yeah, he was king at 16, and he won a major battle. Wild.
Yeah, and so I think that when we can become the witness, then that really helps us come back to our true nature and our
Hmm.
authenticity,
Yeah.
living our life more authentically
Yeah.
than when we use our ego and become so enmeshed in anything.
Yeah.
And just real quickly, I remember asking the priest uh, at the funeral of my husband who passed away 7 months after my son.
Hmm.
And I said, is there something that I need to learn from something I need to learn from this? And he goes, that's the question.
Hmm.
And
That's
so
the truth.
for me, I don't think I'd be where I am today with the music, our podcast, or anything if those two people were still in my life on a daily basis. Does that make sense?
Of course it does. Of course it does. My response to it and my thoughts of it are a lot more simpler than yours, but it still resonates. Of course, for me, it's about accountability and owning your own actions, and ultimately owning your soul. Meaning, if that's the old adage, if you sell your soul, when it's time to come before your God, whichever God you believe in, you can't say, "Well, I sold my soul because of X or Z or Y." No, it's your soul, and really God's soul too, that was given through you to keep in safekeeping. So if you come to me when it's time to meet your maker, and you've sold your soul for whatever reason, it could be anything, money, power, greed, et cetera, right? Then God knows. So you can't say, well, you can't blame others for it. It's
Yeah,
all on you. You can't hide from it. So it's very important to, we've all had those situations in our life where, man, you're towing that line. And if you cross that line, there's going to be consequences in this life or the next. And that's what I get from I listen to that clip almost every day. It not because I do seek it out sometimes. It usually just pops up my feed because I watch so often, just to remind me of that,
right.
you know,
It's a
because it's
great
so profound
reminder.
to me. I think it is, and I've shared it with a lot of people over the years, and I still do. And everybody's like, man, that's deep. But it's also very simple. You have to own your soul, man, and take care of it in safekeeping.
And it reminds me too that in my circumstance, I'm blessed to still be here. And so it's like live each moment as
Like we
if
all are.
it's your last.
Yes, that's right.
Goes back to
And
Tim McGraw's song, but live each moment like it's your last.
right. Well, it's also like in the movie Gladiator,
Hmm.
what we do in this life lasts in eternity. So, good, bad, or indifferent, let's try to make it good. That's always my
Absolutely.
goal. Hey, we don't always do it, right? But
No,
that's the
but
ultimate
that's
goal,
the
man.
journey.
That's the journey.
And
Pretty cool.
I've got this phrase I love, we're imperfectly perfect.
I love that. I'm perfectly imperfect.
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh, I'm sticking to it. But that's what we got, guys. That's our Illumination series for tonight. Thank you, Linda. I know it's kind of
Well,
last minute, but that was awesome. I enjoyed it, and
it did.
hopefully you guys did too. So don't forget to like, subscribe to us, and we're dropping a new podcast here real soon. So stay tuned, y'all.
Bye.
See ya.